All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Cosmic Compass. It's a busy week astrologically, but we're going to start with our breathing because I need to be grounded and centered. And then we're going to have a fabulous card pull. I do actually have the cards here. And then we're going to have an awesome conversation with two very wonderful beings who are here with us today. So let's get started with the breathing. I like to just, close my eyes, but if you can't close your eyes, just bring your awareness into your body and allow yourself to just be here now. Kind of feel the chair or whatever it is you're sitting on, or if you're standing. If you're outside, what does the air feel like? If you're inside, what does it feel like around you? Just be present with where you are right now. This is going to serve us very well going forward. So, being very present, dropping your awareness down into your belly, and we're going to breathe into the belly. Just expand that belly as far as you can. And exhaling. And breathing in again, expanding the belly. And exhaling. And what this is doing is it's bringing some regulation to the body. And now we're going to drop our awareness to the soles of our feet and breathe in up through the soles of the feet. You can continue to expand your belly. And exhaling when you're ready. And we'll do this one more time to just bring everybody in together, breathing in. Feeling yourself connected to the earth, thanking the earth for being with us on this journey, thanking all those who have come before, and exhaling when you're ready. And just, if you can, relaxing the jaw and the shoulders, the hips, and just really feeling yourself held here. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And from this very place, I could stay all day, I think. It's always fun to do this. I'm going to shuffle these cards and we're going to pull three for the week. And as I'm doing this shuffling, I'm just going to talk a little bit about there's a lot of Mars energy right now. And for those of you that are um, fire signs, this is probably energy you're used to, whether you're a Aries or a Sagittarius or a Leo. Um, a lot of us do have fire in our charts. There is rarely a person who doesn't have fire or any of the elements, but sometimes it happens that planets don't fall into those categories. But Mars, no matter where Mars is in your chart, no matter where it is, Mars brings a lot of energy. It brings creativity. It brings a sense of ambition or drive or motivation. Um, if it's in a water sign, it would be a little different than if it's in a fire sign. So um, there's a lot of energy coming our way right now. And I would like to just say that given how the planets are moving and grooving this week, um, I would just say, what can you do for yourself that will allow you to move energy or be with energy? So, currently, today, in this moment, as I'm recording this with you all, Mars is in a water sign. And very shortly, like tomorrow, Mars will be in a fire sign. So, again, how do you want to move your energy? What kind of creative things do you have on tap? What physical things will help you utilize and move the energy? So, um, obviously, Mars has a shadow side. We're very familiar with that. We see it all day long if we look around us. So, what we do with the shadow, because we don't deny the shadow, but what we do with the shadow side is we honor it, we acknowledge it, we say, oh, there you are again. So, anger is probably the most straightforward of all the shadows with Mars. And so, if you start to feel anger, nothing wrong with that. It's an energy. If you can be with that energy, acknowledge it, and then ask yourself what you want to do with it, that's that's good. Like you're working with it. Okay. And then I bet our guests will probably have something to say about this too, because there's probably crystals and all kinds of things that will help us with this energy this week. Okay. Then we have a full moon on Wednesday. Um, Full moons in Taurus, which will really be supportive for our grounded energy. So I think I'll just continue with the astrology and then I'll pull the cards because I'm just going to keep shuffling them while I do this. Um, the energy of a full moon in Taurus is a little more earthy. It's definitely more grounded, and it's still a full moon, so there's still a lot of energy and there's still a lot of emotion, and there you go. So it's not like it goes away just because it's a earth sign, but I do think we will, if you can enjoy the full moon, be around beauty, be it in nature if you can. I mean, you don't necessarily have to go outside under the full moon, but that could be a really awesome thing to do. It's really beautiful already, and we're not even there yet. Um, there's the energy of taking really good care of yourself. Taurus really, really talks to us about self-care and self-nurturing. Okay. So, is there something special you could do for yourself? Like for me, I probably will take a full moon bath. Maybe literally under the full moon if it's not raining, or maybe if it's raining, I could take that kind of bath. Or I could just take a nice bath with the full moon. Okay. So either way, having that opportunity feels really good. And then the Mercury retrograde, just to kind of give you the clear picture going forward. The shadows already started. You can feel it, see it. But technically it starts on the 9th of November, which is next Sunday. And Mercury retrograde this year, I've talked about it for months now. So I guess what I will just say is when we're speaking to each other, is it kind? Is it true? Is it necessary? And I know Nancy reminded me of this another time. Does it support the overall intention of well-being? It's not exactly those words, but it's close. Anyway, let's be mindful about how we approach things. And I'll be honest, the Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius has a little kick to it. So let's be curious because Sagittarius requires us to be curious. So let's be curious and see what happens. Let's be mindful in how we speak. And if you're traveling at all for the next month, let's be patient. There's a lot going on, and use all your tools in order to enjoy the travel because ultimately that would be helpful. All right. Okay, you're probably glad I'm done with that. All right, now we will pick some cards. Our first card for this week is going to be the Six of Wands. And again, in today's Cosmic Compass, I'm not going to really talk about the cards. I'm just going to let you get your impression of them. What is this telling you? What is this showing you? How does this feel? What's the message that you're hearing, feeling, sensing? And then in the follow-up, I will send Chris Ann's affirmations. Pretty cool card. So I'm just going to let that one stand and then we'll do the next card. This card we get all the time, and you all watched me shuffle these for like 5.5 minutes. Nine of Wands. So we might want to ask ourselves, why is this card continuing to pop up? What is the message it wants me to really sense, see, feel, know? What do you notice this time that you might not have noticed before? It's funny. I think it's Mercury and Sagittarius. I'm like, well, where is she going? Where is she headed off to? That's what's coming up for me today. Like, what is that next journey about? All right. And then, oh yeah, we get this one occasionally. It's a little shadowy. Good thing to look at. Eight of Swords. And I think, again, without going into great detail, but I think if there's a message in there, you might want to consider how you can work with that given the backdrop of the other two cards. So this was the second card, and they don't necessarily come in a particular order. I don't pull them particularly for an order, just so we have cards for the week. So if you're working with this card, how can this card and this card support you? If you're feeling this and these two show up, how do they interact? How do they integrate? So you have something to consider for the week. And for those of you that have the deck, you can go and read about it. For those of you that don't, I will put everything in the follow-up email. Okay. All right, we're ready. We're ready. I'm very excited. All right, I'm going to bring into spotlighting, add spotlight. Okay, I'm bringing in Cathy and Marianne, and thank you both for being here. So exciting to have you both. So for those of you who haven't met Cathy or Marianne with an E yet, you you might have, but maybe you forgot, or maybe this is your first time, or maybe you remember them so much and you're just like, yay, like me. But Cathy has you can tell, crystal transformation work that she does in a business and teaching and all kinds of amazing things that she's going to talk about today in the midst of our conversation. I will cue you up because just in case, like, I mean, curious minds need to know. And then Mary Ann is a medium and quite a very special being. And we have had numerous conversations ourselves about the other realms. And I, seasonally, really good timing, wanted to bring Mary Ann here today as well. What you may or may not know is that Cathy and Mary Ann are sisters. Yeah, they're sisters. Is that the coolest thing? So, I would like to start with either one of you, whoever wants to jump in today, and if you don't mind sharing just a little bit of your story about like how did you come to be doing what you're doing? I know this is a full expression of who you are. I mean, it's you being you, but how did this come about? And either one of you can start. I'm comfortable.
Well, we're going to go age before beauty. So,
Go
and
ahead, Cathy.
They're sisters. It's so cute.
Oh boy, typical little sister. All right. So, how did I? Well, always felt, I think from a very early age, I don't know. I want to say felt different, but not, in the odd sense. But I always felt that I could feel what people were feeling before they could express it or think they were saying and things like that. Anyway, and that got very validated in my 20s and 30s, and so I've come to the place I am now, where intuition, I firmly believe we're all born with it. It's as strong as whatever. We just pile a whole bunch of sludge on top of it. So
Yeah.
does society, so do our parents, so do our family, everything. And so to me, it's a clearing off of the sludge to go,
Yes.
hello, little mucky, but I'm here. So
Oh,
my feeling is that, yeah, and that's what I feel like my mission is here, to just remind everybody, hey,
yay.
you're in there, beautiful, shining, just wipe the smudge off.
Okay, we're going to come back to you. I have way more questions, of course, but that was a
Yeah.
great short intro. And Cathy, the younger sister.
yes, well, hearing all that sludge, you know what? So I come along with crystals to clear, help.
It's
But
a nice
I,
teamwork.
I started on this journey about in crystals 16 years ago. Actually, Marianne gifted me crystal treatment from a friend healer that she had. And I was feeling very stressed at the time, and my brain always go, 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 go. And I laid on that table covered in crystals, and it was the first time in my life that everything went quiet and peaceful. I
Mm,
floated out of the room. I felt so light. I looked 10 years younger,
Yeah.
yeah.
and I vowed I need to find out how to do that for myself and then how to do that for other people.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's why I have a crystal energy practice now, to be able to give that gift to other people.
Okay, so I'm just going to dive in with some questions. Are you two okay with that?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay. So Kathy, I want to start with you because I just want to follow up with what you just said. Um, some of us do know the feeling of what it's like to have the crystals on the body. And I have a question. When you work remotely with people via Zoom, how does it work? If the crystals are not necessarily on the body, how can you work with people?
Well, I think the power of intention
Mhm.
and the fact that energy can travel through space. I mean, how many of us have said, "Oh my gosh, my Sally just called me. I was just thinking about her."
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so there is that capacity that
Mhm.
happens. Choose to believe it or not, but it's
Oh
real,
yeah. Well, I think everybody here believes it.
right?
So, yeah. It
So
knows it. We don't even believe it. It's not even belief, it's a knowing.
right.
Yeah.
And so, when I speak with people right before the session through distance, I find out, how would you like to feel? I
Mhm.
get sort of there are some key questions that I ask that we co-create the intention
Nice.
the for the session.
Hmm.
And then afterwards, so I'm just guided through. It's like you're on the table, only your body isn't there, but you are. And I see you, I feel you, and I'm called to do exactly what I would do as if you were lying on the table. Afterwards,
Yeah.
when I send a voice recording about what happened, 100% of the time, the person responds back, says, "How did you know? I felt yellow at that time, and I saw blue, and I feel this way, and I feel that way." And so I constantly get it validated, and
Mhm.
it's the kind of thing that you just have to try it to believe it, to know it, to feel it.
I get it. And I wanted to share. Thank you so much for that because like you said, I think most of us have had this experience of how energy transmits. It doesn't, space and time, and it doesn't matter. It just does. Many, many years ago, and I've probably talked about this before. I went through this Institute of the Sacred Healing Arts. And so we were exposed to 10 different healing modalities from really extraordinary teachers from all over the world. And it was in person. Now, it wasn't online back then. There was no online back then. There was no, I mean, there probably was,
Oh,
but
you're old.
yeah, right. I am. So, anyway, one of the women that came was a crystal healer. And then another weekend, there was a woman who was an energy, um, Barbara Brennan's Hands of Light healer. So
Mm.
between those two, it was very interesting. There were many, many others there as well on the different weekends. But the crystal healing, I really didn't have any experience with crystals. I was just like, oh, they're pretty. I really like them. I'm going to hold them. They talk to me, but I didn't really know too much about it. Well, whoa, that weekend she brought a tremendous amount of crystals. None of us slept the entire weekend because it was too much. It was like she literally brought like a room full of crystals that she unloaded one after the other. And there was like a dorm room above this room. And it was buzzing the whole time. The energy from the crystals was just like, "Whoa." So anyway, but we all felt great. We just didn't get any sleep, which is really contrary to what you're saying.
Well, I think, I mean, some chili peppers are okay in a chili, but I mean, if you dump the whole, it's a little too much, right?
Yeah, it was
So
a little much. It
you
was
have
a
to be a
little,
bit discerning.
but I think what it taught me was that, this is real energy. We'll go to places in the on our planet, we can feel the energy of the rocks, right? Or the earth. And that is where these crystals are coming from, right? So that's
Yeah.
that's how it works. It's energy. It's moving. I love it. Okay, Kathy, we're going to come back to you because I have more questions, but I want to bring in your sister Marianne, and I have a
Before we do,
yes,
Denise, can I just speak to two things? One,
yeah.
Cathy's Crystal Room substituted years ago as a guest bedroom. So,
Oh,
That's why
yeah.
I left.
So she just kind of moved the crystals out of the way. So I slept there one night. Well, it was like having 1,000 little pixies dancing all over your body. I got up the next morning. Cathy said, "Hey, how'd you sleep?" And I went, "I didn't. It was like exactly what you're describing. It was
Yeah.
the whole room was just having a ball,
Yeah.
all on their own. So
Yeah.
that's changed. The other thing is the distance healing. Because Cathy and I live provinces away from each other,
Mhm.
I can only do distance healing with
Right.
her.
Yeah.
And I do, it seems to be every May, and I do 4 in a row. So every month, May till whatever 4 months is.
Mhm.
And one of the things, and it's fabulous, fantastic, exactly what she says. One of the things I want to speak to is you don't, as the recipient, you don't always have to be laying there completely still and trying to meditate while during the time frame of your crystal treatment. Because there's times where, 15 minutes and it's like, okay, well, I can't lay here anymore. I've gotten I know Cathy's doing her thing and I'll be up and about. And there's a concern sometimes for people to go, I can't meditate. I've had friends who have said, I can't lay there that whole time. You don't have to. It doesn't matter. The magic it's
Still
happening.
working, still
It's
working.
it's working. Yeah. So I just
I
wanted
love
to
it.
show
Yeah.
I
that.
love
Yeah.
it. I will just say this. 100% agree. You can move around, do what you need to do, but I'll have to say for me, like, and permission to just lay
Oh, totally. Fall asleep.
like, oh, I would do that. Permission granted. Like, let's take advantage of that. But yeah, remote energy work it's real and it's very, very powerful. And I'm glad that you both can speak to that in your different ways. So this is fun. All right. So Marianne, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay. So one of the questions I get from people, and I have my answer, of course, but I would love to hear from you too, is when we get to this time of year, we often hear the veils are thin. There's a energy, particularly in the Scorpio time that we're in, where the I don't even know what to call them because they're not there for me, but the veils, the boundaries between our
Mhm.
worlds are they're maybe not as thick. So I'm curious if that is something you experience because you probably it's like that for you all the time. Like they're just,
Mhm.
but if you notice anything different this time of year.
Most definitely. And for me, the relief this year came November 2nd.
Mm.
So November 1st, honestly, I felt like I was a cadet. I like it didn't even seem like I was here,
Yeah.
sort of thing. And I went out shopping and came back and said to Jim, "Whoa, I think I just have to stay put because there's a lot going on." But for people, the people on the other side are always trying to communicate with us. They're always ready. They're always ready. We are the ones that put the boundaries up to say, no, I can't. I'm not ready. No, I don't want to hear. I'm scared to hear. I don't. So this time of year, I just find I'm getting a shirt. Everyone was there was so much love coming through that it was like everybody was being love bombed by their people. So
Oh.
I don't know whether a lot of people felt that or not,
Mhm.
but that was the strongest emotion that was coming through for me for myself and for everyone.
Oh,
I think,
thank
because there is that ghoulish part about Halloween and the
yes.
dark side and
Mhm.
you know what, this year just seemed to be everybody out there said, okay, on three, boom,
Beautiful. Well,
forever.
okay, so for my part, I found myself, and I can't remember if it was Friday, Saturday, or yesterday. So honestly, I don't know which day it was. It was one of those days. Um, just listening, being, and feeling, like you said, just so much love coming from people in my life who've been on the other side for quite a while. And they're in the way I see things, their souls shift, change, do whatever that is needed to be done. But over the weekend, I felt like they were coming in like how they were on earth, except a lot lighter and a lot with a lot more joy and love. Do you know what I'm saying? But they were coming
Yeah.
in that with that visage, like I could literally see them in that way. And when I say see, people always ask me, are you seeing him out here? Are you seeing him in here? I'm seeing him in here. Sometimes I see out here, but most of the time, like if I'm doing something for someone else, I'm seeing out there. But if
Right,
it's for me, it feels very internal.
right.
Um, yeah, but I did. I felt a lot of love and a lot
Mhm.
of, and yeah, it's interesting. Concern isn't the right word because that isn't it. It's more like,
No,
what is it? Did you know the word compassion? I mean, I'm not sure.
definitely
Okay.
compassion and yeah, compassion and the understanding of, um, it's almost like, hey, I know you're going through a rough patch, or
Yeah.
hey, I know, things aren't, but you know what, it's going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
reassurance,
Reassurance. Yeah.
reassurance,
Reassurance. Yes.
reassurance.
That is
And
it.
Denise, when you said you saw people like more in their, like how you remembered them,
Yes.
that's how I see people all the time. So when I'm doing a reading for someone, they'll come back to a time where they were happiest,
Hmm.
whether the person that's having the reading remembers that or not. But
Hmm.
I always see the so it's really kind of cool to relate to.
I think it's very cool. All right. I'm gonna come back with another question later, but we're gonna shift over to your sister for a moment.
Okay.
Um, Kathy. So this time of year, you've got your sister over there feeling, all the love bombs coming in. How is it for you, and what do the crystals have to say this
Mm.
time of year?
Yes.
They say yes.
It's well, because it's also around the time of a full moon.
Yes. Oh,
So
yes. We're going to talk about that.
so
Yeah.
that's super potent.
Mhm.
For me, the crystals speak louder. So, and I have different ancestors that come in for me during a reading
Ooh.
that will say, she needs this, she needs that. So there have been some new things I've been doing for people. I go, oh, where I don't question it anymore. Like, where did that come from? Or,
Mhm.
and I'm thinking, where did that crystal go? Like, there are different crystals that are calling to be illuminated and used.
Hmm.
So that's what I have found through this last couple of days. And they're right now they're saying, okay, full moon is tomorrow. Like, we've done a lot of work. Can you just clean us off and then charge us again so we can get on with doing what we're doing?
Oh my gosh, right? So can we talk about that? Just take a moment now and talk about what that looks like for you, since you're our expert.
Yeah. Well, I actually want to tie it in with what you said
Okay.
beautifully at the beginning. And I just wrote a couple of notes. So about what are people doing to move energy
Mhm.
and careful how you speak to people. So I'm feeling like there could be this underlying like irritation
Yeah.
people have. So we need to clear
Mhm.
that out. So there are
Right.
two stones that I would recommend. Howlite, which is great for anger.
Can you spell it?
Howl, Howl. I
You heard it here, people.
it's almost like the what is it, onomatopoeia or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it is. It is.
like
It's not a bad idea.
howling, you know.
Yep.
And so holding on to it. So what do you do? Basically take the energy out and just put it into the crystal.
Can you howl it in?
You can howl it in, however it is. Some people, Marianne and I have what we call a silent scream because sometimes you just can't scream out loud,
Okay.
so the silent scream. Um, and and we want to like you're talking about moving energy around. The full moon's perfect. You want to have a black stone. So I use shungite or black tourmaline.
Okay.
And that is like getting all of your draining your system from all of the irritation, especially you guys are coming up to your American Thanksgiving, right? So
Oh,
there's
yes.
lots of
I thought
family.
you were going to talk about the midterm elections tomorrow. Sorry.
Well, you know, it just like put on a different hat for the
Okay.
irritation and all of that.
Okay.
Because the full moon charges and amplifies whatever you're feeling and experiencing.
Right.
So we want to charge and amplify a clear slate.
Oh,
So that's the same for your crystals too. So you want to just so the dark crystals to get out. the black crystal to get out the energy and clear that, and then put it in the full moon to charge.
Okay, so let me make sure I have this right. So you take whichever black stone you have, or you get one, and
Yes.
you have your howlite. So the howlite you can literally speak or silent scream or not so silent howl
Yep.
into the stone. And then
Yep.
black stones, you just hold on to them.
Blackstone, hold it in your dominant hand, put it
Okay.
up against your heart,
Okay.
and literally close your eyes and picture it vacuuming out any of the worries, fears that you
Nice.
have.
Okay.
And okay, so when we do that, we need to replace it with something because nature loves a vacuum, right?
Right.
So so this is why we want to say put all of our crystals outside after we've howled at them, held them, drained, all of
Yes.
them. We
Yeah.
put them out to the full moon. We say
Right.
over top of them. You either smudge them, you can wash them, clear them, whatever.
Mhm.
I just think it's easiest putting your hands over saying clearing all of these, and now I want them charged by the light of the full moon.
Beautiful. What a great full moon this month. I mean, they're all great. I wish
Yeah,
they
and
weren't
then
any
and
better.
then throughout the next 3 days, I mean, asking what do you want to replace what you just drained out? I want to
Yes.
feel peace. I want to have patience in my words. I want to be maybe a gentle observer. I want to speak with love. I mean, that's
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah, I've
light
been
crystals
thinking
for
a lot
that.
about this actually, because I was thinking about as we identify different ways we're doing things, different systems, and those are not really working for us anymore. Like there's a reason why we create certain patterns and ways of interacting and connecting. But if it doesn't work anymore, we want to release ourselves from that, but then what is going to replace it?
Right,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
And that's a good inquiry to be in.
Mhm.
And actually, okay, I'm going to just one more follow up and then we'll come back to Marianne. But question, when you're working, do you record your sessions? That's just a basic question.
No,
Okay, but if somebody wanted them recorded,
I suppose, yes. Yeah,
okay. Okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Just
absolutely.
wondering because, I have, different things that I've done in the past where I haven't recorded and then I kind of wish I had because there was something that came through. But I always do trust that whatever is meant to stay stays and then everything else is there somewhere in the ethers to be captured
Yes.
later if needed. But I also just was thinking about what you said about your ancestors coming through this weekend and beyond, I'm sure. But as you're guided, um, have you ever been in a situation where it surprised you and you trusted it? And then I'm just curious, like, how is that
Yes.
experience for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I actually uh, got a grandfather of a woman who ages ago said to me, I think I thought he was a jerk, didn't like him,
Yeah.
this, and she came for a crystal treatment and he
Mhm.
showed up. And I had to tell her afterwards,
Hmm.
your grandfather
Hmm.
showed up. And you're kidding me. And I said, this is what he had to say. And this is what he wanted.
Hmm.
And she burst out crying.
Hmm.
And it just cracked the nut because there was a reason she
Hmm.
was
Yeah.
pissed off
Yeah.
at the way he was because she was actually being that way herself. And so
Oh, wow. Lots of
he
reflection.
showed the mirror, right? So,
Wow. Wow.
um,
Which actually, okay, so just say since you brought that up, this card. That is one of the ways to utilize that card is to kind of look at you know,
yes,
what we see in others and how we see ourselves
Mm.
and also to unbondage ourselves from things that are holding us back. I mean, that's another read for that, but just what you said kind of reminded me of that card.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So lots of interesting surprises. All right. David's putting all kinds of things
Yes.
in that here. So I'm really happy. And if you want to learn more about howlite or shungite or all kinds of things, they are right here for us. Thank you, David, for doing that.
Thank you, David.
So, Marianne, um, is there anything you'd like to share about where you've been with this work since we last spoke and where you think things are going for you, or if there's any messages that you've received that you'd like to share? I mean, the love bombing is fine. We could just sit with that all
Sure.
morning, but is there anything else you
Sure.
want to share?
I think for me, what has really come to the forefront is, we hear all about everybody do your inner work, everybody do your work,
Mhm.
we're constantly striving to be truly in alignment with who we are and authentically who we are.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, we can go through the ebbs and flows, the fogs, the inertia, the go-getter energy, all of that. And I've just found I've come to a place recently
Mhm.
where it just feels like, you know what, I'm kind of tired of doing
Yeah.
and self-directing everything.
Mhm.
And I just really kind of go, okay, I teach it all, you share it all with everyone, but I'm actually going to start to go, okay, you know what? I'm here. Love bomb me.
Oh,
Give
that's
it to me.
good.
I'm sitting back and for me, because I think, okay, it's my of service. I'm supposed to direct, but I find it's too I'm in charge. Well, I'm really not in charge. And you know what? I'm kind of tired of being in charge.
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of tired. And so for me, it's been a real epiphany to go, you know what? I don't have any questions. I just want to listen to all the wonderful things that Spirit wants to give me or people around me want to give me. So I've really become very vulnerable and very open about that. And I got to tell you, it's way easier to use.
Amazing. Amazing how that works.
It's way easier. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And
That's
Spirit's going, finally, she stopped talking. She can finally start listening.
I love that.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
you're Marianne, it's true. I mean, the messages have been very clear of late to listen, 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 listen. And I feel like maybe over the weekend I had more time to do that. And it is very profound when we do engage in the listening um, at that level. So I know that you and I have spoken privately about some things that may find their way into the new year, and I have my
Yeah.
fingers crossed that they will. So I think that what you're receiving is really supportive for all of us. So,
Well, yes, the Spirit and Me sound recordings are coming. Um,
yay,
and
good.
I knew that's what you were hinting. Yeah, Dave and I talked about this, and honestly, it was. I had said to her, we were discussing, and I said, I just want to be, and I don't know why I keep saying love bombed, but there's got to be a gentler way of saying that. Love showered.
Love
Um,
showered. I like
love
that.
showered. There we go. That
Okay.
sounds a less aggressive. And so I thought, okay, what am I wanting? Am I wanting a love letter? No, it's not really a love letter. What is it? And then I thought, bottom line is, it's Spirit in me. Spirit in me. Nobody else. Just me and Spirit. And Spirit knows what I'm doing, what I'm feeling, what I need help with, what I need, whatever. And so I think in this world where we're constantly striving to do better and be better and get it perfect and get it right and everybody's stressed out, this is going to be channeled messages from Spirit that goes, hey, how you doing? Like, hey, Denise, you know, I see you. I hear you. You matter. And these are channeled messages that I think Spirit, it's all there for us, but we're so busy doing this, that, and the other, we don't have time. So I thought, okay, what would I like? And so I'm starting to do 14-minute channeled messages, audio. And you probably say, why 14 minutes? Why not 15 minutes?
Great
My,
question.
my only dip into numerology, many, many years ago, was finding out what my life path number was, and it was 5. And so I went, okay, there we go. I'm just going to be playful with that and say 14 minutes. But it's messages that I'll channel into, I'll tune into you, spirit will give you, and you know what? I can guarantee you it'll be everything you didn't know you needed to hear.
Oh,
I love it. I can't, I'm so excited.
so
So
I've had one, and
yeah,
um, I want to get one a month because
All right, me
oh,
too.
it's
wow.
it's like having this beautiful,
Um,
gentle voice that you don't give to yourself.
Mhm.
And it's from spirit, just reminding you, oh, it's just to listen to, like, anytime you're feeling low or going to sleep at night. It's just, and your voice is amazing, Marianne. You go,
I
well,
know.
hello,
She has a,
hello, Kathy. And then when you hear your voice, you're like,
I,
and
your,
your name,
your
and your
name,
name.
hello, Kathy. I'm like, oh.
I'm Rand.
and I will say I'm not Marianne's sister, so I don't have that, but I have the same experience even when you just did it just now, I was like, there's,
Oh,
yeah, but it's part, and I know your astrology, so I know that this is part of what is being asked for,
yeah.
right? This is part of what being, okay,
Oh,
but I have to follow up on the number 14. So the
okay.
number 14 in the tarot is temperance, which I know has its own connotations, but
Oh,
in tarot, it's really about the integration of this super powerful energy. So 5 energy is very big energy, right? It changes
okay.
things. And the 14 is the integration and the movement of that energy to do great magic.
Oh, who knew?
Well,
You
I
did.
I did. But I want
That's fantastic. Because I just thought that was so quirky of me to do that, but I thought, it doesn't matter.
No,
Oh,
it's great. No, it matters. And then I just thought for fun, I would read Chris Ann's affirmation for the 14 because I just love her. She did so much good work here. She's a fellow Canadian, I think, of yours. So, I walk the middle path and I nourish my spiritual wholeness.
Oh,
oh,
mic drop.
that's
Literally. Whoop.
Right? Oh my gosh. Okay, so there you go. You're on, I check. All right. Well, how I guess what I give my next question is when they start, you'll let us know and then we can all sign up.
Absolutely. Well,
Okay.
I believe it's called imminent or presently, or yeah,
Soon.
I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll follow up in
Okay.
the email and we can also put in YouTube any sign up information. We can put it in the captions
That'd
there.
be
So,
wonderful. Thank you.
okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right. Well, let's go back to your sister who there's so much that we have to talk about too. But these crystals and their messages, how does crystal healing work as you're doing it with these beautiful people that either work with you remotely or in person?
Well, I'm an analogy queen. So because part of what I want to do is bring the spiritual world into the practical world.
Right.
So what's more practical than getting an oil change? So for me, a crystal treatment is similar to it's a spiritual oil change,
I love
Love it.
and then it's teaching people to, like, energy hygiene.
it. Okay.
So how it works is we set an intention for your session, which is mostly how would you like to feel at the end of this,
Hmm.
and and then I use a color wheel to get people's
Oh.
to find out how they're feeling color wise, and then that tells me basically what chakra to work on. Um, and so then pull out all the energy that isn't serving them, and then counterbalance how they're feeling. If they're feeling stressed, I do different things. If they picked a yellow color that's feeling murky, I put blue on it, like the opposite of the color wheel. Like, there's
Oh,
a bit of an
wow.
alchemy there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you're all cleaned up, and then seal you up with a beautiful angelic protection. so that nothing can penetrate that. And so that's it in a nutshell of how a crystal treatment.
I love that. And Cathy, how do people, I mean, I know you have your website. There are ways that they can reach you, your website, email.
Yeah, so my website is the best place, especially if you want to learn a little bit more about
Right,
me.
because there's some fun stuff there.
Yeah, well, I actually have some free resources on there, and I hop to and I put in a free um, full moon ritual guide.
Oh,
Yes, I was trying to get it in before the full moon. I think it's on Wednesday.
great.
So
Okay.
yes, please go and
Okay.
download that for yourself, and it just takes you through step by step, which is
Okay.
exciting because I normally do it on my own. So lately, I've been asked
Yeah.
to do it with other people online, and so that's sort of fun. But you can do it on your own. Get some girlfriends together and
Will be.
do that.
Yeah, for sure. This is great. All right, I'm going to put your website in the
And then I'm also on Instagram. I don't know if there are other any people that are still. I know Denise, you are social media disliker. So
well,
if
I
any
think
of you are, on the grams, I'm on Instagram offering little tips all the time. And just lastly, okay, my last plug. I decided there are things that I feel like a broken record telling my clients, and I absolutely love about little tips and practices that I use for crystals. Like you said, oh, they're so pretty, Denise, but I want people to like lovely to look at, but I want you to hold them and use them
yeah,
in your daily life. So I'm pulling together an online course that's going to come out right at the beginning of the new year.
that's
And
perfect.
yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Yes, I
So
love that. Yeah,
um,
and I love it. And I'm just thinking like in terms of so we've got the full moon, so that's going to be super helpful. I was curious about Mercury retrograde. Is there any sort of crystal that comes to your mind or you that is just kind of popping in that might support? So, like this particular Mercury retrograde, I keep hearing slow down, be patient, be curious. The shadow being a lot of unplanned chaos.
mm,
So, I'm wondering if there's any.
smoky quartz for grounding for sure.
Okay.
Um, and I recall you saying, I think it was when you and I were chatting, is that it was a time to really go inside. Like,
It is.
yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
any kind of blue crystal, which blue or and purple, so to connect with your crown chakra and your highest divine self.
Mhm.
And then a blue crystal is your third eye. So it's your inner knowing, right? And
Okay.
that's really nice to just go inwards
I
and
love
connect,
it.
right?
I love it. Just absolutely thank you. Because I think, I have different, and this is something that I think, again, with all the classes that you're coming up with, I'm really excited about this because I have a lot of crystals and rocks laying around. They're pretty. I like them. So I put them on the altars and I utilize and I know I know I'm using the energy. Like I've said, the selenite lives next to me all the time. Um, and I think that learning how to communicate with them is the key and how to listen. Coming back to what Marianne was saying about spirit, it's the same sort of thing. Like, how can I just be in connection with this? And is there anything that wants to come
Well,
through?
and it's also about intuition too, exactly what Marianne said, is that everybody has it. It's a muscle that needs to be developed. Like you can't expect to build Linda Hamilton arms. I'm dating myself there.
You mean in Terminator?
Yes, the original one. By only going in and going woo like once a week. Like it's a relationship. Like the crystals are a relationship. Your intuition and your relationship with spirit. It's how good of a friendship are you going to have if you only talk to drive by hello once a year, or so it's
Good question.
Or you just keep calling them pretty instead of they've got substance.
I
yeah,
know how rude, really.
Yeah,
yeah, like
kind of.
hey, I can do more than look pretty.
We're gonna see if
Hello.
we're going to see a picture of you from now with all your crystals all over the top of you. The attack of the crystals.
I'm talking to you. You're not just pretty anymore. Okay. Now, my big question today for both of you is there's so many of us that, our beloveds have moved to the other side. So whether we're in grief around that because it's coming up, maybe there's an anniversary, or maybe it's recent, or it doesn't really matter why, but there's grief coming up, or there's just a desire to connect with them, and maybe it hasn't always been easy. If the two of you were to combine some ideas of crystals and listening, what would you say for, given that you all, you're sisters and you work together?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and actually, Marianne and I have just gone through the month of October is a grief month for her and I because both of our parents died 3 weeks apart.
Whoa.
27 years ago, but sometimes it feels like it's
yesterday. Yeah.
just happened, right? So we've just been through, we're sort of relieved when November comes because it hits us different ways. But
yeah.
Marianne, do you want to start to feel that about different ways that people can connect? I'm just trying to think of like from our own experience.
Yeah. And I know I often, I ask you about crystals for that particular, to absorb, sadness, because it's a lot of sadness that can happen as well, right? For me, I think it's just really keep talking to them. Like I talk to, like, I'll just use a personal example, mom and dad. Like, mom, my God, I feel like she's, hi. Like, and believe what you hear back. It's not just what you think you want to hear. So, I say, okay, mom, like help, just help me, whatever. And it'll be okay. And they talk the way they always spoke to you, or that feeling. So it's just continue the conversation, continue the conversation.
Yes.
Easily. I mean, you can call it prayer. You can call it, as you're washing the dishes, just having a thought in your head. They hear that. They hear that. Yeah. That would be my
100% that continuing the conversation. And because I went to a psychic once and she said to me, your dad's wondering like, where the heck are you? Because you never talk to him.
Why don't you ever call?
It's true. Oh, good. I always think about my mom and not much about my dad. So, but for me, what I would recommend, this is something personally that I do. I focus on my rose quartz and my clear crystal quartz to just remember the love. I still have my good balls and snort it out sometimes. But I find candles help too. I always like a candle, their picture, and I put the crystals around it and I ask for a sign. And I get a sign every time. Quite powerful signs I've gotten this past month. So, and the crystals amplify the intention. So,
there you
to me,
go.
it's like a light beam, like in the Hollywood, when they go, it's like shining out to the heavens. So,
I love that, and I really.
And I just share something with that when you said about mom or whatever, or dad saying that. I brought a picture that Cathy had printed up for all of us sibs of mom years ago. And it's usually at another place, but I brought it home and I put it up in my kitchen. Well, my 3-year-old granddaughter was in my kitchen the other day and said, Grandma, where's your mom? And of course she's up in heaven. And I said, well, actually, here's a picture of my mom. And I handed it to her. Do you know that girl took that picture and went,
oh.
I went, Georgia? And she said, I'm hugging your mom. And I went, oh my God. And I started, okay, so that was that. I put it back up. She was leaving and her mother came to the door and Georgia said, Mommy, Grandma's going to talk to her mommy tonight. and Robin's looking like, here he is. And I said, yeah, well, Grandma's up or my mommy's up in heaven. And she went, yeah. She's talking to her mommy tonight. And walked out and I thought, you know what? There's my sign. There's Like
Yeah,
those were the
hello.
mountain
Yeah.
babes, right? Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I just
Give
sorry.
your,
That
give your sleep too, right? Because I can see why she would say that, because that's another way we can communicate too.
Right.
oh, that's easy, right? Because
Yeah.
then all our defenses are
Oh,
down
right.
and
Yeah, the dreams. The
they
dreams
can
are
come
real.
through. Yeah.
Yeah, the dreams are real. Wow, thank you. Great.
Oh,
So great.
Oh,
I also wanted to share something that I've made note of during our conversation here. So I had a friend, I had three friends, all of you who've been listening all year know this, three friends who passed very close proximity and time to each other earlier this year. And this one friend was a roommate after college. Our lives were very intertwined for a long time. And I felt her come in during this conversation. So I wanted to say the other way is the way that works for me is I feel it in my body. And I want to just remind, because all of us have this feeling, whether we notice it or not, but it's that little bit of like, it's not the hair standing up on the back of your neck. It's deeper in the body than that, but it's like that. It's just
yeah.
inside. Like, are you really here? And it's just that there's an energy. There's these different ways for us to connect. And anyway, she came in and she's delighted by the conversation. She just thinks this is a great conversation. And she also had a message. She said, um, well, first of all, why don't I call her more often? But that's it.
Mhm.
But the other message was that our ancestors and our friends, like she was my dear friend and a sister of sorts, really in many ways, our beloveds on the other side, they actually have a lot of information that they do want to share. Like there are times when we just do need to sit and listen, whether that sign is going to come through. It could come through anything. It doesn't necessarily have to come through words or images. And I think
Good
that,
point.
I'm looking at, the situation with your granddaughter is like, it's playing out in front of you,
Yeah.
it's like there's the message. And Cathy, for you, I mean, the messages are coming all the time. So yeah, so she was very clear. She said, please, please connect, please call. Um, and I've told the story before when Marianne and I last spoke. She's the one that her father had been gone for many, many years, and so the phone rang, and I was with a bunch of my roommates, and the person who answered, there was only one person who had a father who would call in the physical, but she's the one that got up to answer the phone when the person said, "Your dad's on the line." Her dad. We were all like,
uh,
okay. But we just sat there because we're like, well, who are we to know? Maybe really dad's on the line there. But
Could happen.
yeah, but it was, the other person's father. But she did recognize after she stood up that her dad would probably not be calling on the phone. And she just kind of looked at me and I said, yeah, that's really long distance. It costs a lot of money. That was back when you had to pay long distance phone calls too. We're dating ourselves a lot today.
We
Like
yeah.
are.
I
phones.
love
What's a
retro,
phone?
the retro compass conversation.
It's great. I love it. That's so great. I love it. So yeah, I just think there's so many messages, and we have in our community this morning here listening. We have several people, many people actually, who have had experiences, and we have a couple authors on this very experience of how they like to get in touch. So it's real. It's happening. And I think, how lucky we are that we have opportunities to enhance or connect. Because, for some of you out there, you might think, oh, Denise, you can just connect anytime. Sure, I can, but sometimes it's hard and I need help. I need support. Um, sure, we can learn to use these crystals, and absolutely, they are more than pretty. Um, but having someone do an actual healing journey with me is a really good plan.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing. It's a really good idea.
I agree.
All right. Do you two have any other last thoughts or anything else you want to put into the conversation?
Cathy?
Well, Denise, I want to thank you for your work because I, even though I am nowhere near an expert on astrology, these compass conversations inform sometimes, like I tune into the time that I need to hear it because then I draw out something that inevitably gets pulled into a session that I have with the client.
Ah, that's
They
great.
need to hear
Oh,
our information. Like it sets, it just provides a beautiful foundation and a backdrop sometimes for my work. So
Oh,
it's
thanks.
a lovely symphony that we have here on the
We
screen.
do. We're so fortunate. We're all so blessed. And thank you both for being guests today. It's just so much fun to have the conversation. I mean, it's so much fun. And this month we're going to have a lot of different guests coming in. So as we head toward the end of the year, and I will put follow-up information for both of you in the email, and I'll put it underneath the video. And yeah, we'll traverse this journey together because that's why we're in community.
well, thank you so much, Denise. And like Cathy said, it's such a blast, all of us together. Like it's
Been
it's
fun.
so easy, it's so familiar, and it's wonderful. It's very,
It's great. I love
yeah,
it.
it
I
is.
love it.
So thank you. Yeah.
No, thank you both so much.